Too corny for me. Like, tell me sit down. Tell me stop going out.
God.
You know, don't put your hands on me, but put your foot down. Like, every time I want to go out, I can go out. Anytime I want to, I can, whatever, do it.
Did you marry him and he was corny?
I did, because I had a son and I wanted him to have a family, and I don't have a family. It's just been my mama, my brother, my sister, and just my strong
that his son?
I'm sorry, this fucked up.
You make him happy.
What you're saying?
What am I saying?
This is why niggas dog women.
How?
So what really takes me about this is the reaction of the women when he said, this is why men dog women. Like, she didn't say a bunch of foul stuff before that as far as what she did to a seemingly good man. I had to go and get more context, because I'll tell you the main thing that I wanted to find out. Was the kid his or was it somebody else's? Let's watch a little bit more of the clip. I'm going to tell you, bro, it got to a point where I seen enough. The name of the podcast is Facts Over Feelings. It's not a big podcast. I recommend going and checking it out if you like this kind of content. Let me get to the clip.
Bitches, because my nigga, he wasn't cheating on. He would, you know, worship what I walked on. He was that, but he was too corny for me. Like, tell me sit down. Tell me stop going out.
God.
You know, don't put your hands on me, but put your foot down. Like, every time I want to go out, I can go out. Anytime I want to, I can, whatever, do.
Did you marry him and he was corny?
I did, because I had a son and I wanted him to have a family, and I don't have a family. It's just been my mama, my brother, my sister, and just my strong
Was that his
ass.
son?
I'm sorry, this stuff.
Was that his son?
Yes, right, yes.
Well, I said it.
No.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
tell you
saying
why
that
it's
he
fucked up.
claiming
Yes,
him.
hold up.
Oh,
Yes,
so you had
yes.
to wait.
Yeah.
One mic.
So listen, I watched this clip before you did. That's not his son. This is not an honest woman. Just me keeping it a bean, and you'll see that later. But her doing the arm motions and her not being able to say absolutely just off the rip, that is not his son. She got married to her as a single mom and then claimed the son. That is not his biological son, but let's continue.
I believe in karma.
No
I
such
was
thing
a
as
good
it.
wife. I came to bed with the lingerie on, danced and freaky shit, and that shit ain't for me. I don't think I ever want to be married again. But the bitches that with the married men, I feel you guys. So they come home angry as shit, mad because they gotta take care of kids, mad because your wife, you know, in the house. You want to look at porn, you want to play video games, you want to do all that little childish shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the women that are married, and I feel the women that are side bitches, because at the end of the day, he want to be with you. But he can't be with you because he got kids with this bitch. And then you make him
hear
happy.
what you're saying?
What am I saying?
This is why niggas dog women.
So it's actually worse than we thought. She really destroyed this man because, again, she mentioned that he was a good dude. She mentioned that she knew he was corny, but she got married to him for the benefit of her son to have a family, and she wasn't even really into the dude. Why are you coming to bed every night with lingerie on and, you know, he's jacking off and stuff like that? We'll get to that a little bit later. But as far as this, she wasn't attracted to this guy. That's what it really comes down to. So I'm led to believe, yeah, because she mentions somewhere in the video, it might not be in this clip, that she got a teaching degree, don't use it, whatever. I don't know what she do, but I'm guessing that this guy was good financially, because if you're not attracted to him and you're marrying him, there has to be some benefit. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to just keep it a bean. She definitely seems like a succubus. She seems like somebody who would get with a guy because even then, her getting with the guy for the benefit of having a family and her not being into the guy, that actually proves that. But we don't know what the finances was looking like. And my guess would be the finances absolutely had to look good for him to not be attractive. You're not just getting a guy strictly because you want a family and stuff like that. That's corny. You're not doing that. So we're going to continue to listen to what she has to say, and we're going to react to it a little later.
You just destroyed a good man.
Come home and say what you could have did to make me feel better. Now I ain't did shit to him. I was teaching. I was taking care of the kids.
Do
I was
something to
cooking
make
you
me
dinner.
feel
I was
better.
coming to the bed trying to fuck you. You'll come home and say what you could have did to make me feel better was suck my dick. Okay?
Damn.
So no, you don't understand.
I want to hear what Lucha
You don't
was
know
about to
what
say.
you
Now,
know
hold on,
what
y'all.
I'm
Let
I
us
was
hear.
about to say,
Phil,
I
where
get
you
the
at,
point
Phil?
of what you're
We need
saying.
you.
What's up?
So when I look at this clip, three things don't align. You was doing the freaky stuff for him in the lingerie, right? Okay, so that's one thing. But you got two other things going on. He's beating his meat. You're mad he's watching porn. So that's number two. But you're doing the freaky stuff with the lingerie, right? So those two things don't go together. But guess what also doesn't go together? Him saying, you could have sucked my meat to make me feel better. And her having an issue with that. Again, I don't think that this is an honest woman, and you're going to see a little bit later in the clip. But listen, if those two things are happening, he's jacking off and he's saying, you know, you could have gave me some head, but you trying to act like you trying to paint a narrative that you was doing the freaky stuff in the lingerie. You're saying that to say you were sexually satisfying him. That's what you're putting out there. If you were sexually satisfying him, those two things wouldn't be happening and that wouldn't be an issue. And what I'm led to believe, an assumption I'm going to make based off the information, not only was he not sexually satisfied, she was not sexually attracted to this man, but she is not going to admit that. She's going to make it seem like she was doing everything she could to make it work and da-da-da-da-da, even though she already admitted that he was corny. And if you call a guy, nobody, I've never seen a chick say, yeah, this nigga's corny, but I absolutely love him and I'm crazy. I've never seen that. Corny is not synonymous with attraction. It's the complete opposite. But let's continue.
It's your point of what you're saying about being with a corny nigga, but you knew he was corny before you married him.
Just tell me I'm right.
So what I'm saying about you is I get your point where you're saying that basically she's making it look like you had a good nigga and you basically
But he
left
cheated
him.
too, though, so he wasn't
But
that
you
good.
said
you left
said
She said, yes, you did.
You
Yeah.
said he was a good nigga.
You
So when I left him to move to Atlanta and tried to get him back,
You said he didn't cheat. You left that out.
I'm sorry, it wasn't no cheating fucking no bitch, but when you kiss a bitch, touch a bitch, you got a bitch like me, that's cheating. I don't give a fuck. Period.
So listen, let's go back to the top of the clip just so you could see where she said he didn't cheat.
I feel you married bitches because my nigga, he wasn't cheating on he would, you know, worship what I walked on. He was because my nigga, he wasn't cheating on because my nigga, he wasn't cheating on
Because my nigga, he wasn't cheating on he was.
Hey, listen, man, you gotta respect the edit, bro. That's a fire edit. I ain't gonna lie, man. You gotta pat the kid on the back real quick. Yeah. But anyways, man, listen. That is why throughout the clip, I'm just like, this is not an honest woman. This is just not an honest woman. You gotta be real. This is not an honest woman. So you gotta look at. She said that the dude worshiped the ground that she walk on. Yet he's watching porn and saying, you need to suck my meat. But you try to paint the picture that you was the freaky one and you was satisfying him sexually. No. This is the other gem. This is the other gem that everybody in the room missed. She said he was cheating too. T-O-O. From what I watched, she never said that she cheated on him. She never said that she cheated on her husband. But that right there, in my opinion, because she could have been saying, well, he was cheating as well, just like, you know, something like that. But it's possible that she cheated on him. Now, we'll never know because she's not real. We'll never know. But that's a possibility. So when you look at this, as far as this specific situation, I've done a video recently on, you know, why being looked at as boyfriend material is a bad thing. And the ironic thing being that we're talking about marriage, in my last video, or when, depending on when this comes out, a video I did recently highlights a woman on another podcast saying the guys in the family need to press the guy that's with their, you know, daughter or their sister or their cousin or whatever and say, what's your problem? Why ain't you married? Or why ain't you married? And it's like, listen, what it comes down to is a few things, actually. So the first thing is, oh my goodness, I'll just say this one briefly. Like, you got to vet. If you plan on being with any woman long term, if that is something that is in your your goals or anything like that. You have to begin to vet these chicks. You have to begin to put in the time. I'm not gonna lie, you might even have to begin to test these chicks and things of that nature to see who they really are, because this woman right here is a dishonest woman. And if you are a guy that is a good guy, you got good intentions, you just think everybody's supposed to be pure like you, you'll run into one of these chicks who is a good chameleon, and you won't know the signs and stuff like that, and you'll get married to her. You think you're doing a good thing. You think you're a great guy. You think she'll appreciate it, but she actually resented you during the relationship. She resented you when y'all got married, and she resents you after the marriage. You will just be completely taken advantage of. You have to know the signs. You have to know how to judge people's character. You have to know how to see certain stuff. And this is the thing. You have to put in the time with the woman to figure these things out. That is why I never believed in the, oh man, God know that Steve Harvey ass shit. Oh yeah, you know in the first 3 months or the first 2 days if you gonna marry a chick, a nigga know when he see her the first time if he gonna marry her. Those niggas are suckers. That's just real. But the second thing is, this is why a lot of dudes are not choosing to get married. Because why? Like, especially with a woman like this, you already, like, you got to think about the audacity that this woman has. You already have a kid by another guy. And on top of that, you just don't appreciate this guy who married you at all. How could anybody take you serious for the rest of your life after this podcast? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like a real guy, a real one, he don't gotta see this to see through you. But man, if a dude see this podcast and he been rocking with you for 2 years or something like that, and he's another corny dude, bruh, if he stay with you, he's an idiot. Like, just really think about what we just heard. This is not an uncommon story. A woman marries a guy, the sex slows down, he develops a porn addiction, she begins cheating. Is that an unfamiliar story? You see that in movies. Even if you just throw the porn addiction out, she's not having sex with him and he's cheating and she's cheating. Like, come on, man, what is we talking about? The nastiest work is her fabricating a whole cheating scandal about the guy who worships the ground that she walked on and was begging for dick sucks. That's one of the nastiest parts of the video. Like, ooh, he was kissing and touching, that's cheating. You said at the top that he never cheated on you. So even if it was cheating to you, why wasn't it cheating to you? It didn't impact, like, first off, it just didn't happen. Let's be honest. It didn't happen. Because if it was cheating to her and it was that big of a deal, it would have sat heavy on her heart and she would have never said that he didn't cheat. She would have never said that. But the last thing, this plays into a narrative that is as old as time, as far as, the nice guy finishing last and all of that type of stuff, man. The man on the podcast said this is why niggas dog women. And that's a fact. Because at the end of the day, that's what a lot of chicks respond well to. Even her out her own mouth, she was looking for a dad. She was looking, because she wanted a family, but she was looking for a dad. She wanted somebody, and she also mentioned that she didn't have, a family. She wanted somebody that was going to be an authority figure to her, put their foot down, and tell her what not to do. This dude just, the stuff that she was doing, he didn't care about it enough to tell her, stop doing it. I got stuff all over this channel about these chicks loving street dudes as far as black women and stuff. As far as, dudes being assholes or whatever the case, and chicks responding well to that, and dudes being, good dudes and getting shitted on. Those are things that are extremely common. And when you look at somebody that's as raunchy and ghetto as this chick, like, just, you already know what it is, man. I just got to keep it a bean. She's a rat. So with that being said, I can almost guarantee you that she got, come on, man, it's a no-brainer. She got some street dudes in her past. I could really paint a picture right now, like, and this is a common picture. This don't even necessarily got to be about her, but this is something that's very common. Matter of fact, we'll just exclude her out of this completely. We'll say this doesn't apply to her because I don't know her. But listen, this is very common. You will have these young black women in the community and stuff like that. And they get, I don't want to say indoctrinated, but they get very accustomed to and acclimated to messing with street dudes, right? It happens at a young age. They get into that and they mess with a lot of street dudes. And guess what? They'll mess with some square dudes here and there. But still, they got to be exciting to some degree. They got to have some edge to them, whatever the case may be. Even if you work at the post office, he either got to get a lot of bitches or he got to be an asshole. It got to be something there that, sprinkles of spice on her and stuff like that. So with that being said, like, that'll happen, and that'll be through a good chunk of their 20s. That'll be through a good chunk of their youth. What happens is they begin to age out of the drug dealer shopping sprees. A chick might be from the generation where, okay, she was in high school and in her 20s getting into the box Chevys, and then she was getting into foreigns and stuff like that. It's over. You can't get into foreigns no more. It's over. Nobody wants you in a foreign no more. So it begins to get kind of slow. Nobody is really trying to lock in with her on that type of tip because those dudes always go for the young chicks because they always can get to young chicks. That's just what it is. Even if they're in their mid-30s, they 40s, whatever the case is, if they getting money and they fly and they in the streets, they got any type of reputation or anything, they got the image, they could get a 22 to 28-year-old, whatever the case may be. So with that being said, they kind of age out. And what happens when they age out? They begin to create a narrative. Oh man, I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them. I don't really like them no more. Yeah, the street stuff, it was a phase, but it don't appeal to me no more. I want a hardworking 9-to-5 career guy. And that's when we get to all the Kevin Samuels talking points where these chicks get on and say they want a 6-figure nigga. That's when we get to that point. And now they want to get these squares. And even then, I'll be honest. I want to be honest. This can even apply to the white community. It just looks a little different. It looks a little different because their community is different than our community. So they might be, the exciting guys might be the dudes who are actually, and excuse me, like fucking rock star dude, like local band dudes. They might be doing drugs. They be real cool in the community and stuff like that. Whatever the case may be, I can't paint that picture too well because it's not something I lived and it's not something that I've seen that much. And I know some really cool white dudes, but their culture is just really different. So it's going to look a little different. It might not be drug dealers, but it might be like, I don't know. Like, I don't even think it's a certain identity attached to it that you can point to. Because the dudes will be working 9-to-5s. They'll be regular dudes. They might have went to the military, whatever the case may be. But they really just be cool dudes who fuck a lot of chicks. That really be it. Just players. Like, that's what it be. Some of them might do hard drugs and shit like that. It's just different. But what's not different is when these chicks get to a certain age, they start trying to settle down and stuff like that. This is universal as far as like America and stuff like that. So when you get to that point, boom, now they trying to settle down with the people that they are not really organically attracted to, but are beneficial to them. That is why this woman, who I said I was going to exclude, we're going to bring her back in. She mentions the benefit that he gave was towards her son and creating a family. She wanted to have a family for her son. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When these chicks are messing with dudes that they're sexually attracted to, That's the key word, sexually attracted to. They are not looking for a benefit as far as anything tangible outside of cock in their mouth. That's it. That's the only benefit that they are looking for. Like whatever can happen sexually. And that's just what it is. When it comes to these other guys that they are not sexually attracted to, that is when it don't matter what you do in the bedroom. It really don't. It just matter, yo, do you have the bag? Do you have the bag? If it's not the bag, okay, are you willing to raise my son and provide and put a house over our heads and stuff, a roof over our heads? You know, are you willing to do that? What is the tangible benefit I'm going to get from being with you? Because I really don't like you, but I do have this coochie and it still has some value and I can use it to get something out of you. That's just the real. And with that, we're going to leave it there. You know, if you like the video, put a like on it, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. We done for today.